Spiritual purity is a core virtue that distinguishes the chosen ones from the masses. It involves a dedication to inner cleansing and aligning oneself with higher vibrations. Chosen individuals possess an innate ability to recognize and reject negative energies, striving to maintain a state of spiritual clarity. This purity becomes a foundation for all other virtues, allowing them to see beyond illusions and connect with deeper truths. Don't miss the ending. This isn't just a video, it's a spiritual journey. Imagine it as a wellspring of wisdom, ready to quench your thirst for understanding. By the time the credits roll, your perspective on life will be forever changed. Chosen ones are marked by a rare courage that drives them to face the unknown and embrace uncertainty. Their spiritual journey often leads them into uncharted territories where conventional wisdom does not apply. This courage is not merely about overcoming fear, but about surrendering to the divine flow, trusting that the universe will guide them even when the path is unclear. It is a willingness to venture into the depths of the soul, where hidden truths and unresolved emotions reside. The courage to face the unknown means embracing the dark nights of the spirit, those moments when everything feels uncertain and even one's deepest beliefs are tested. It is in these moments that the chosen ones find their true strength, discovering that the unknown is not a void to be feared, but a space of infinite potential where transformation occurs. This courage also manifests as the ability to let go of preconceived notions, expectations, and the need for control. For the chosen, life's mysteries are not problems to be solved, but riddles to be lived, experienced, and unraveled in their own time. It means approaching each challenge with an open heart, seeing obstacles as opportunities for spiritual growth rather than as barriers to success. This outlook allows them to remain fluid and adaptable, moving with the currents of life rather than resisting them. The path of the chosen one is filled with encounters that defy logic and events that seem to disrupt the natural order. Yet, it is precisely in these instances of chaos and unpredictability that divine guidance often reveals itself in unexpected ways. The courage to face the unknown involves an acceptance of mystery, a recognition that some answers come not through understanding, but through experience itself. It is about living in the paradox, where clarity emerges from confusion and peace arises from moments of despair. Chosen individuals possess an inner compass that guides them even when external circumstances appear daunting. This compass is not shaped by the opinions of others or the demands of society. Rather, it is tuned to the vibrations of the soul. When confronted with the unknown, they do not seek safety in the familiar, nor do they cling to what is comfortable. Instead, they step forward, driven by a sense of higher purpose and an awareness that true spiritual growth often occurs just beyond the edge of certainty. This courage enables them to face not only external challenges, but also the inner unknown, the vast and uncharted territories of the self. It involves the willingness to confront one's shadows, acknowledge hidden fears, and embrace aspects of oneself that may be difficult to accept. By delving into these inner depths, chosen ones gain a profound understanding of their true nature, finding that the unknown within is as expansive and divine as the cosmos outside. Moreover, the courage to face the unknown is a form of surrender to the sacred unfolding of life. It means relinquishing the need for immediate answers and allowing the mysteries of existence to reveal themselves in their own time. In this state of surrender, chosen individuals do not passively wait for life to happen. Rather, they actively engage with the present moment, trusting that every experience, whether joyful or challenging, serves a purpose in their spiritual evolution. In embracing the unknown, chosen ones find freedom. They are not bound by the limitations of the mind or the constraints of societal expectations. They live from a place of authenticity, guided by an inner knowing that transcends ordinary understanding. This freedom allows them to explore life with a sense of wonder, as if each day were a new adventure in discovering the divine in all its forms. Besides, the courage to face the unknown is a journey of continual awakening. It is a path that leads beyond fear, beyond doubt, to a place where the soul expands and the spirit soars. For the chosen, the unknown is not a destination to be reached, but a process to be embraced, a sacred dance with the infinite, where every step is both a revelation and a mystery. Compassion flows effortlessly from the hearts of the chosen. They possess a deep empathy that extends to all living beings, understanding the interconnectedness of life. This virtue compels them to act with kindness and offer healing to those in pain. Their compassion is not confined to human interactions, but reaches the natural world, animals, and even unseen spiritual entities. This unyielding compassion arises from a recognition that all forms of life share the same divine essence. For the chosen, there is no separation between themselves and others, for they see the soul reflected in every living thing. This deep-seated empathy transcends the boundaries of species, culture, and circumstance, allowing them to respond with unconditional love and understanding. It is not merely an emotional response, but a spiritual, calling a need to alleviate suffering wherever it is found, and to bring light into the darkest corners of existence. Their compassion often manifests as a healing presence, one that brings comfort and solace without needing words. Chosen ones intuitively understand that healing goes beyond physical remedies. It is an energetic exchange, a silent transmission of love and peace that nourishes the soul. This healing presence can be felt in their touch, their gaze, or even in the stillness of their being. It is a quality that naturally soothes and calms, drawing others toward them as if seeking refuge in a sanctuary of kindness. For chosen individuals, compassion is not selective. It is an all-encompassing force that embraces the entirety of creation. They see the divine spark in a wounded animal, the struggling plant, and even in the forces of nature that may seem indifferent or harsh. Their empathy extends to the earth itself, recognizing that the planet is a living entity, pulsating with its own energy and consciousness. This awareness compels them to act as stewards of the environment, knowing that caring for the natural world is a spiritual duty as much as it is a practical necessity. The compassion of the chosen also reaches beyond the material plane to include spiritual entities that may exist in unseen realms. Whether it is through prayer, meditation, or other forms of spiritual practice, they offer their love and healing to beings that exist beyond the veil of ordinary perception. This may involve helping restless spirits find peace, guiding lost souls toward the light, or simply sending out vibrations of love to the entire cosmos. For the chosen, compassion is limitless. It knows no barriers of time, space, or form. Moreover, this compassion is not merely about feeling the suffering of others. It is about taking inspired action to alleviate it. Chosen ones are driven to uplift those who are struggling, not out of a sense of duty or obligation, but from a profound inner desire to restore balance and harmony. They often find themselves called to roles where they can be of service, whether it be through healing work, teaching, or simply being a source of comfort to those in distress. Their actions are guided by the understanding that even the smallest gesture of kindness can have a ripple effect, touching lives far beyond what they can see. However, such unyielding compassion also requires great strength, for the chosen often encounter the full spectrum of human suffering. They must be able to hold space for others' pain without becoming overwhelmed or losing themselves in the sorrow they seek to heal. This strength is cultivated through spiritual practices that anchor them in their own divine essence, enabling them to give without depleting their energy. It is a balance of empathy and detachment, where they feel deeply but are not consumed by the emotions they encounter. Through this path of compassion, chosen ones come to understand the transformative power of love. They witness firsthand how a single act of kindness can rekindle hope, how a few gentle words can soothe a troubled heart, and how a moment of connection can change the course of a life. Their compassion teaches them that every being, no matter how broken or lost, is worthy of love and capable of healing. It is a profound spiritual truth that shapes their entire existence, guiding them toward deeper acts of service and higher expressions of love. Of equal importance, unyielding compassion for all beings is not a choice for the chosen. It is a natural state of being. It flows from the core of who they are, radiating outward to touch everything in their path. It is through this boundless compassion that they fulfill their spiritual purpose, becoming instruments of divine love in a world that often forgets its own sacred nature. In embodying this virtue, they bring forth the light of the divine, reminding all beings of their inherent worth and the infinite beauty of the interconnected web of life. Chosen ones often have access to an intuitive wisdom that transcends rational thought. This inner knowing allows them to perceive truths that others may overlook. Their decisions are guided by a sense of inner clarity and spiritual insight rather than logic alone. This wisdom acts as a compass, directing them toward their higher purpose. This intuitive wisdom is not something that can be learned from books or acquired through traditional forms of education. It is an inner awakening, a direct connection to the source of truth itself. It flows from the depths of the soul, arising in moments of stillness and contemplation when the mind is quiet and receptive. For the chosen, this wisdom is like a gentle whisper from the divine, guiding them toward what is true and right, even when the outer world seems chaotic or uncertain. Chosen individuals often find that this inner knowing manifests spontaneously, emerging as flashes of insight, sudden realizations, or a deep sense of just knowing without needing to reason things out. It is an awareness that goes beyond the five senses, perceiving a reality that exists beyond the material plane. This perception allows them to see patterns, energies, and connections that are invisible to most. They understand that there are forces at work in the universe that cannot be measured or explained by conventional means, and they trust in their ability to navigate these unseen realms. The guidance provided by this intuitive wisdom is often subtle and requires the chosen to develop a deep level of trust in themselves. It asks them to listen to the voice of their soul over the noise of external influences. This may lead them down unconventional paths, challenging the norms and expectations of society. Yet, they follow this inner compass because they know that it is aligned with a higher purpose, one that transcends worldly success or validation. For the chosen, it is not about being right in the eyes of others, but about being true to their own spiritual path. Intuitive wisdom also enables them to sense the deeper motivations and emotions of those around them. They can perceive the truth behind words, seeing past facades and recognizing the hidden needs or unspoken desires of others. This ability to read the energetic undercurrents of a situation makes them natural healers, counselors, and guides, as they can address not just the surface problems, but the root causes that lie beneath. It allows them to bring a sense of clarity and understanding to those who are confused or lost, offering insights that can shift perspectives and awaken new possibilities. This inner wisdom is also a source of protection. Chosen individuals often receive warnings or premonitions that steer them away from danger or guide them toward opportunities that align with their soul's purpose. They may not always understand why they feel compelled to act in a certain way, but they learn to trust these inner promptings, knowing that they come from a place of higher awareness. This intuitive guidance serves as a guardian, leading them through life's challenges with a sense of grace and ease, even when the path ahead seems uncertain. Moreover, the wisdom of the chosen extends beyond practical decision-making. It shapes their entire way of being. It encourages them to live with a sense of mindfulness and presence, to act with integrity, and to approach life with a deep reverence for the sacred. It informs their choices in relationships, work, and spiritual practice, ensuring that their actions are aligned with their higher self. This alignment brings a sense of peace and fulfillment, as they feel a deep connection to the flow of life and a certainty that they are exactly where they need to be. Yet, intuitive wisdom does not mean that the chosen are exempt from doubts or moments of confusion. There will be times when the signals seem faint or contradictory, when the mind's chatter drowns out the voice of the soul. In these moments, they learn to return to their practices of inner stillness, meditation, prayer, or time spent in nature, where they can reconnect with the source of their knowing. They understand that the path to wisdom is not a straight line, but a spiral, deepening with each experience and each cycle of growth. Consequently, the intuitive wisdom of the chosen is a gift from the divine, a reminder that there is more to life than what can be seen or explained. It is a calling to live from the heart, to trust in the unseen forces that shape reality, and to embrace the mystery of existence. It guides them not only to fulfill their individual purpose, but also to contribute to the greater unfolding of the collective spiritual journey. In following this inner knowing, they become instruments of divine will, allowing the higher wisdom to express itself through their actions, words, and very presence in the world. Justice is a virtue that chosen individuals embody in a profound way. It goes beyond the societal constructs of right and wrong, aligning with a higher spiritual law. They have a natural aversion to deceit and injustice, and are often drawn to causes where they can advocate for truth. Their commitment to justice is not merely external. It extends to living authentically and being true to themselves. For chosen ones, justice is an expression of the divine order, a reflection of the natural harmony that exists when all beings live in alignment with their true nature. It is not merely about punishment or reward, but about restoring balance where there has been disruption, healing where there has been harm, and uplifting what has been oppressed. Their sense of justice transcends human laws and societal norms, seeking instead to uphold a higher moral code that honors the sacredness of all life. This commitment to a higher justice compels chosen individuals to stand against corruption, oppression, and any forces that seek to diminish the inherent worth of others. They are not content to remain passive in the face of wrongdoing, nor can they tolerate complicity through silence. Their sense of justice is active and transformative, seeking not only to expose falsehoods, but to bring about meaningful change that addresses the root causes of inequity. This often means challenging established systems and questioning the status quo, even when doing so invites conflict or personal risk. However, the chosen understand that true justice is not driven by anger or the desire for retribution. It is born from a place of love and compassion. It seeks to redeem rather than to condemn, to heal rather than to harm. They recognize that even those who perpetrate injustice are often acting out of their own wounds and ignorance. For this reason, their pursuit of justice involves extending forgiveness, offering opportunities for transformation, and addressing the underlying conditions that gave rise to wrongdoing in the first place. It is an approach that seeks to restore wholeness to all involved, recognizing the interconnected nature of humanity. Living authentically and being true to themselves is a crucial aspect of their justice. The chosen cannot advocate for truth outwardly without first embodying it within. This means living with integrity, aligning their actions with their values, and speaking their truth even when it is unpopular or inconvenient. They are acutely aware that compromising their own principles for the sake of comfort or acceptance is, in itself, a form of injustice. Therefore, they commit to walking their path with honesty, even when it requires sacrifice. This inner alignment with justice also extends to their spiritual practice. Chosen ones strive to be in right relationship not only with other people, but with the divine, the earth, and all beings. They recognize that justice is not merely about what is visible or tangible. It encompasses the spiritual dimensions as well. It means honoring the sanctity of life, respecting the natural world, and living in harmony with the cycles of nature. Their actions reflect a deep awareness that every thought, word, and deed carries a spiritual weight and contributes to the larger balance of the universe. In their interactions with others, the chosen embody justice by treating all people with dignity and respect, regardless of status, background, or beliefs. They are guided by a sense of fairness that goes beyond impartiality. It is an empathy that understands the unique struggles and circumstances of each individual. This empathy enables them to advocate for those who are marginalized, voiceless, or misunderstood, giving a platform to those who have been silenced and ensuring that all are seen and heard. In addition, the chosen sense of justice is not rigid or dogmatic. It is dynamic and evolving. They understand that life is complex and that absolute certainty is often elusive. As they grow spiritually, their understanding of justice deepens, allowing them to hold space for multiple perspectives and to seek solutions that are inclusive and restorative. They are willing to listen, to learn, and to change their views when new truths emerge, for they know that true justice is not stagnant, but continually unfolding. For this reason, the justice of a chosen one is not simply an external pursuit, it is a spiritual discipline. It is a call to live in harmony with the divine will, to act as co-creators in the restoration of balance and order in the world. This path of justice demands courage, humility, and an unwavering commitment to truth. It asks them to be voices for the voiceless, healers of the broken, and beacons of hope in a world that often forgets the sacredness of justice itself. Through their dedication to this higher justice, chosen individuals become agents of transformation. They help to awaken a deeper sense of rightness in those around them, inspiring others to live with greater integrity and compassion. In this way, they do not simply fight against injustice. They illuminate a path toward a more just and spiritually aligned way of being. It is a path that honors the divine essence in all and seeks to bring forth a world where justice flows like a river, nourishing the soul of humanity and restoring the sacred balance to all creation. Suffering is an inevitable part of life, but chosen ones possess the rare ability to transform it into spiritual growth. They see challenges as opportunities to evolve, using adversity as a catalyst for awakening. This transmutation is not about denying pain, but embracing it as a powerful teacher that deepens their understanding of existence. Chosen individuals understand that suffering, while painful, carries within it the seeds of profound transformation. They do not perceive their struggles as meaningless burdens, but as essential experiences that shape their spiritual path. In the midst of suffering, they find purpose. They recognize that each challenge, no matter how difficult, is an invitation to go deeper into the mystery of life and discover aspects of themselves that remain hidden in times of ease. This awareness allows them to approach suffering not with resistance, but with acceptance, viewing it as a sacred passage toward greater wisdom and inner strength. Rather than succumbing to despair, the chosen ones look for the lessons that each trial brings. They understand that suffering can strip away illusions, dissolve attachments, and purify the heart, leaving only what is true and essential. It is through these experiences of hardship that they learn humility, patience, and resilience, qualities that cannot be fully cultivated in a life of comfort and convenience. By embracing suffering as a transformative process, they grow not only stronger, but more compassionate, as their own pain deepens their ability to empathize with the suffering of others. This transmutation of suffering into spiritual growth is a conscious act, one that requires courage and a willingness to face pain without flinching. The chosen do not attempt to escape suffering through distraction or denial. They allow themselves to feel it fully, trusting that there is a higher meaning even in their darkest moments. They look beyond the surface of their circumstances to perceive the underlying spiritual forces at work, understanding that the soul often evolves most rapidly when pushed to its limits. In this way, they find a hidden grace in their suffering, a divine alchemy that turns lead into gold, transforming wounds into sources of wisdom. The process of turning suffering into growth also involves a shift in perspective. Chosen ones cultivate the ability to see challenges not as curses, but as blessings in disguise. They recognize that adversity often forces them to confront parts of themselves they would otherwise ignore, fears, insecurities, or outdated beliefs that no longer serve their spiritual journey. By facing these inner obstacles, they undergo a kind of rebirth, shedding the old self and emerging with a renewed sense of purpose and clarity. Their suffering becomes a crucible for their awakening, a forge in which the soul is refined. With this in mind, chosen individuals use their suffering as an opportunity to serve others. They understand that their own experiences of pain can become a source of healing for those who are struggling. When they speak about their journeys, they do so not to elicit sympathy, but to share the insights they have gained and offer hope to those who are still in the midst of their trials. They become living examples of the truth that suffering, when approached with the right mindset, can lead to liberation rather than despair. Through their example, they inspire others to view their own difficulties not as the end, but as a doorway to a deeper, more meaningful life. The chosen one's ability to transmute suffering is grounded in their unwavering connection to the divine. They know that they are never truly alone in their pain. There is a higher presence that accompanies them through every hardship, offering strength and guidance. This spiritual support allows them to endure even the most intense suffering with a sense of grace, knowing that it serves a higher purpose. Their faith in the divine plan is not shaken by temporary setbacks or losses, for they understand that every experience, no matter how painful, is ultimately an expression of the sacred. In this way, their suffering becomes a form of worship, a path to deeper union with the divine. Chosen ones also recognize that suffering can awaken latent capacities within the soul. It often brings out the hidden reserves of strength, creativity, and spiritual insight that would otherwise remain dormant. It is during the most challenging times that they discover their true power, finding that they are capable of far more than they ever realized. This discovery not only empowers them, but also awakens a deep sense of gratitude for the trials they face. They come to see suffering not as a punishment, but as a divine gift that draws them closer to their true self and to the source of all being. Presently, the Chosen's approach to suffering is one of transcendence. They do not seek merely to endure it, but to rise above it, allowing it to expand their consciousness and elevate their spirit. In this way, they transform suffering from a force that diminishes the soul into a force that strengthens and ennobles it. They emerge from each trial not diminished, but enriched, with a deeper understanding of life's mysteries and a greater capacity for love and compassion. In embracing suffering as a powerful teacher, Chosen Ones embody a rare form of spiritual maturity. They know that while they may not always be able to control the circumstances of their lives, they can always choose how to respond. By choosing to see suffering as an opportunity for growth, they affirm their commitment to their spiritual path and their trust in the divine order. This approach not only transforms their own lives, but also radiates outward, touching those around them and uplifting the collective consciousness. For in the end, the Chosen One's journey through suffering is not just about their own awakening. It is a path that leads toward the healing and transformation of the world. Faith is a virtue that Chosen Ones carry with an unshakable conviction. It is not blind belief, but a deep trust in the divine order of the universe. This faith sustains them through life's darkest moments, allowing them to navigate uncertainty with grace. Their spiritual practices often reinforce this faith, keeping them aligned with a higher purpose. True Chosen Ones understand that their gifts and abilities come from a higher source. This recognition cultivates humility, as they know they are vessels for divine power rather than the originators of it. Their humility enables them to serve others without ego and approach spiritual work with a sense of reverence. The ability to cultivate inner silence is a distinguishing virtue among chosen individuals. In a world filled with noise and distractions, they find solace in stillness. This inner silence allows them to tune into higher frequencies, receive spiritual guidance, and connect with their own soul essence. It becomes a sanctuary where profound insights are born. Living authentically is a core value for Chosen Ones. They refuse to conform to societal expectations that compromise their spiritual integrity. Their authenticity shines through in their thoughts, words, and actions, which are aligned with their true self. This virtue encourages them to embrace their unique path, even if it diverges from the mainstream. Chosen Ones possess a rare level of self-mastery, enabling them to transcend desires and attachments that bind others. This mastery is not about denying the pleasures of life, but about maintaining control over them so that they do not impede spiritual growth. It allows them to focus on higher pursuits and remain centered in the face of temptation. Patience is more than simply waiting. It is the virtue of understanding divine timing. Chosen individuals recognize that the universe unfolds at its own pace, and forcing outcomes can disrupt the natural order. They cultivate patience through spiritual practices, embracing the present moment and trusting in the unfolding of their path. Healing is a sacred gift that many Chosen Ones possess, often manifesting through energy work, hands-on healing, or simply their presence. They have an innate capacity to channel divine energy and direct it toward those in need. This virtue is cultivated through deep compassion and a commitment to serve as instruments of healing. While Chosen Ones may achieve success or recognition in the world, they do not seek it as an end in itself. Their spiritual path teaches them to detach from external validation, understanding that true fulfillment comes from within. This detachment frees them from the ego's grip and allows them to act from a place of pure intent. Chosen individuals often serve as catalysts for spiritual awakening in others. Their mere presence can spark a transformation or shift in consciousness, encouraging others to pursue their spiritual journey. This ability to inspire comes from their authentic connection to the divine and their embodiment of spiritual truths. Chosen Ones frequently possess a visionary foresight, enabling them to perceive future events or sense spiritual realities beyond the physical world. This clairvoyance is a gift that connects them to higher dimensions, where they can access divine guidance. Their foresight often serves as a tool for navigating their own path and helping others. Chosen individuals experience a profound sense of oneness with all of creation. This awareness extends beyond intellectual understanding. It is felt as a deep spiritual connection that unites them with every aspect of the universe. It informs their worldview, guiding them to live harmoniously and act with consideration for all life forms. Service is at the heart of a chosen one's life mission. They are driven by an altruistic spirit that seeks to uplift others without expectation of reward. This selfless service often manifests as healing, teaching, or guiding others on their spiritual journeys. It is through service that they find meaning and express their highest virtues. Chosen individuals are not exempt from spiritual trials. In fact, they may face more intense challenges than others. However, they exhibit a rare perseverance that allows them to endure hardships with grace. This perseverance is fueled by a deep inner strength and an unwavering commitment to their spiritual path. Regardless of the obstacles, the journey of the chosen ones is an ongoing quest for self-realization and enlightenment. They recognize that spiritual growth is infinite, with no final destination. This quest drives them to continuously evolve, seek deeper truths, and expand their consciousness. It is the virtue that encapsulates all others, guiding them toward the ultimate goal of union with the divine.